Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to our Potter County Commissioners Court meeting. I now declare the November 12th, 2013 Potter County Commissioners Court meeting in order. I'd ask Commissioner Vaughn to give us a prayer.
Heavenly Father, we just give you thanks and praise this morning for the opportunity, Lord, to be in your presence. As we assemble this morning to deliberate and do the issues and concerns of the citizens of Potter County. Lord, we ask blessings to be upon each one that is in attendance and all of the employees of Potter County, officials, elected officials, Lord, and department heads, and continually daily to work very diligently to the best interest of the citizens of this county. Lord, we ask blessings upon those that are serving on foreign fields and protection as they stand in the gap and protection of us, Lord, not only here local in this country, but in other theaters in foreign fields. And there's families that work with them, that are with them and support. Lord, and we ask blessings on those in the Philippines of dire state of what they're going through. We ask that God, you will give them strength now in the time of need, and for all the countries of the world to come together and support. We ask now that you guide this session, have our be open and deliberation, and we would move forward, Lord, to the best interest of this county. Keep us in your way. Pray.
Join me in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item of business this morning is approval of minutes from the October 28th meeting. Right. Motion to approve. Second? Second. We moved and seconded that we approve the minutes of the October 28th meeting. Any discussion or corrections? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor, raise your hand. Pass 4-0. Before we go on, there are just a couple of things that aren't on the agenda that I think it's important that we address. And one is we had a couple of firefighters hurt this weekend, and I'd like Pat to just tell us a little bit about their status and if they need any personal help.
They were both working traffic at a structure fire Sunday afternoon. By 8 o'clock, left the hospital. We just wanted to get their case, so there wasn't any major damage or anything else.
Well, thank you, Pat.
Thank you, sir.
We certainly wish for their speedy recovery.
And on that note, Pat relayed a word. We spoke with Richard and also Mr. Zizek, and certainly giving our kudos to them for a job well done. They basically put their lives really in harm's way for those that vehicle that was back to back. So that just goes to show you the first line responders that we have to do an excellent job every day, and we certainly appreciate it.
Thank you, Commissioner. Next item is again not on the agenda, but I would like to invite Beth Dukes to come up. She has a special presentation to make.
Thank you, Commissioner and Judge Ware, Commissioner Vaughn, Mr. Kelly. This is so exciting. I was here a few weeks ago to tell you that your beautiful courthouse, it was a finalist in the Texas Downtown Design Awards for Best Historic Restoration. And my kid and I were privileged to be at the Texas Downtown Association Convention in Bastrop, Texas last Thursday night at the awards dinner. And we brought home the trophy. Actually, I brought it home. personally proud of this because the courthouse was such a labor of love, and we watched through Hyman on the Square as the construction went on, and then finally the beautiful dedication. And I think this is a great mark of tribute to you because it shows statewide recognition of your efforts on historic preservation. So I was careful to order 3 trophies, one for Mike, because I think Mike really deserves a big round of applause for this. All these done for historic preservation. One for Center City, of course, because we're equally proud, and then this one is for the Commissioner's Court, and I hope you'll find a beautiful place to display it. This is the 3rd award in a row our city has won. One for the Courtyard by Marriott, one for the Ted Loke Oil Company, and now your first place award. So I brought this home, and it's heavy. Mike brought it home in his car, so I didn't have to check it on Southwest Airlines. It is really heavy. Yes, and then this is the program that shows the awards, and you should be so proud of this. And we are proud as partners because, of course, one thing I put in the nomination was that this building is so full of life, and that you allow us to use it in the summer for things like high noon and really let the whole community enjoy your beautiful building. So thank you for letting us have a part of this, and give yourselves a big hand, you're first place winners.
Well, we need to thank you too, Pat, for submitting the application and all this Center City does for the whole community. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
And if I may just throw back in just a minute, a special thanks to Judge Ware and Mike for their leadership for all these number of years that they've been from the ground floor. They were instrumental in Judge Ware's leadership, along with all the due diligence that Mike put in, and seeing every inch was just to the right appropriateness to ensure that this project turned out the way it did. So special kudos to Judge Ware and Mike for their leadership.
Okay, now we'll get on with the rest of our agenda. Next item is our vouchers. We are looking at checks numbers 151,952 through 152201, and wire numbers 288 through 299 for a total expenditure of $2,745,612.19. Do I have a motion to approve the budget?
No.
You move to approve the payment of vouchers.
I'll second for discussion.
I move the second to approve the vouchers. Commissioner, would you like to ask some questions?
Just one, maybe two, on page 15. Second item, check number 152141, $100,000. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
That's what, y'all approved that back in June for us to expend that money that comes out of the Records Archive, and we are currently in the process of archiving all records to put them into a digital format.
This is also big, oh, I'm sorry, said two. Go ahead.
Want to touch base on that?
I was just gonna, this is the tiers increments as far as the payout for the quarter of the year of the tax increment reinvestment done.
Yes, that's
Here. Any other questions on the vouchers?
Archive by minute.
Already talked to Sherry and got my questions answered. Any further discussion on the vouchers? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor of paying the vouchers, signify by raising your hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion passed. All right, number 3, to recognize the health insurance account. Ms. Holland, do you have, is she here? Yes. Nothing further to add. The report is so recognized. Item 4, the treasurer's report. There's no treasurer's report at this meeting. That will be at our next meeting on the 25th. Item number 5, the budget amendments. You have in front of you some amendments, plus there was an addendum that we received this morning. That's right.
You'll just notice on item number 4, on the original copy you had, it had Fund 262, and that should have been Fund 266, so I didn't need the correction page.
I move that we approve the budget amendments for the current fiscal year as presented, 1 through 4. Been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? All in favor of that motion, please signify by raising your hand. Pass 4-0. Item 6, vehicle signage. To consider and act upon approving decals for the Constable number 2 patrol vehicle. Mr. Carter.
Yes, sir. First of all, to see my patrol vehicle back is in awesome shape. That old saying, you never realize I look at it, it was gone. I really appreciate my vehicle now more than ever before. So when it rains, I will be inside. So I mean, don't send no more floaties. I'm leaving no more. So I've done all that. I thank y'all for letting me back on patrol. I appreciate that. It's coming out for real bad. Before I actually had gas, and I was asking the police to point out when we came to get the tail. The bad is hard. There's no names, my name is not on the card any place, it's not movies, Jackson Party County Constable, it's just Party County Constable, and that's it. It's not reflective, it's just very good enough for no maintenance, because it's not reflective, achievement and reflective time to time, so it's just not being visible. I thank y'all for working with my cars.
Who does that work?
I love this one.
So that's what it's gonna look like here.
Yes, sir, exactly. It's gonna be a little bit lighter than that, to be honest. Not gonna be as flashy, it's gonna be a little more down.
Do you have anything to add?
No, and really the dollar amount didn't justify us bringing it back. It was that we kind of set past precedents of you all as a court approving the signage on vehicles since that's going out to the public. So that's why it's on the agenda today.
I moved to approve the questions.
It's been moved and approved that we, or seconded that we approve the decals for the Constable 2 patrol vehicle. Any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll vote. All those in favor, signify by raising your hand. Those opposed, same sign. 4-0. Passes. Agenda item number 7, Elections Administration and Joint Resolution 2014 Primary. To consider and act upon authorizing a joint contract by and among Gentry Powell, Democrat County Chair, Tanya Detton, Republican County Chair, and Lynn Huntley, County Elections Officer, for the conduct and supervision of the 2014 March primary and runoff elections.
Thank you very much. You guys have a piece of paper in front of you that shows the joint resolution there, and that's really what we're asking for, is to, instead of holding 2 separate elections on the same day, the same place, the same time, that we're about to do the joint resolution. It's already been approved by both Tanya and Gentry, and can't do it without you guys.
We did this the last primary as well, so it's not fair. And motion to approve.
So moved.
Been moved to approve, second. Motion's been made and approved to authorize a joint contract by and among the Democrat County Chair, the Republican County Chair, and our county election officer for the conduct of the supervision of the 2014 March program. All those in favor? Opposed, same sign. Passes 4-0. And we have a contract here for all of us.
Now Julie has the original and we'll pass them. Yeah, he's already done it. Thank you.
Man, while you're up there, this past election was a tremendous amount of amendments and resolutions that were on there. Where, and I visited a few of them, and it seemed like it was a bottleneck. There was quite a few people in line ready to vote. Were there enough ballot boxes out?
As far as IVOs are concerned, we are upping or increasing the number of voting stations at some of the more busy voting locations for that reason. What really ran it was not that we had that many people voting. We had more than we would normally have in a constitutional amendment. But the problem was there was just so much reading.
Right.
That it was taking folks a lot longer than we had anticipated or planned for. And that bottleneck started about 6 o'clock at night.
Okay, thank you.
All right, we'll move on to the item 8, retirement benefits for County Choice Silver. To consider and act on renewing the county's participation in the County Choice Silver program for county retirees. So,
Good morning.
Good morning.
County Choice Silver is simply a Medicare supplement that the county has offered for quite some time to county retirees. We have to renew each year. We look at it to renew. This year, the 2014 renewal comes at no cost increase to our retirees. Also, it is at no cost to the county. The retirees bear the premium cost. Currently, we have 2 retirees that are on this particular plan, but we offer it to all retiring employees of the county as an option for supplement to Medicare. And we just need to renew if that's what you choose to do.
Has the premium deferred, has it changed any, or is it
No,
consistent with also, I mean, for the employees themselves?
There is no cost increase to the retiree, and of course, no cost to the retiree or to the county. But we will need the signature on the member contact designations page of Judge Ware. And then also on the 2014 renewal notice and benefit confirmation, we'll need Judge Ware's initials under the direct bill component that shows the employer or the county pays no premium.
do you have the original to see?
I don't have the original with me this morning, but a copy will work with the original signatures.
And you just need Judge Ware's signature on that.
So we need to approve it, so.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Been moved and seconded that we approve renewing the county's participation in the County Choice Silver program for county retirees. Any further discussion? Saying none, we'll vote. All in in favor, raise your hand. Those opposed, same sign. Passes 4-0. Item number 9, payroll schedule change. To hear a report from the committee established to investigate potential solutions for the recently recommended payroll schedule change.
Back on October the 14th, this Commissioners Court requested that a committee be formed to discuss possible solutions. We did form a committee, and a meeting was held on October the 17th. You have a list of those persons in attendance to that meeting on the 17th in your packet. At that meeting, the committee discussed all of the various potential scenarios that we talked about in the Commissioner's Court that morning. And all of those things were discussed. The committee did voice an opinion that, based upon input from from several other employees, that changing the date paid to any other dates besides the 15th and the last day of each month would be problematic for employees because they have their bills and drafts set up around that schedule, and many employees have indicated that it would not be easy for them to change those due dates or those draft dates. And it could present a significant hardship to employees. We also discussed the number of terminations that the county has incurred and the amount of unrecovered payroll overpayments for the committee to review. The number of terminations is reasonably small. The county has a relatively low turnover rate, and the unrecovered payroll overpayments represent less than $1,000 in the last 2 years that has actually been lost. So it was a small amount of money. However, it still presents the problem of paying in advance to time actually being worked. The committee unanimously decided that they would like to get a legal opinion sought first from our county attorney, and then if necessary, we could request a legal opinion through the Attorney General if that is deemed appropriate, to find out for sure regarding legal guidance specific to Article 3, Section 52 and 53 of the Texas Constitution, because that is a concern. So we did, I provided a written request for legal opinion. I submitted it to Scott Brumley on October the 21st. I provided you a copy of that request in your packet, and we are still awaiting an official legal opinion from Mr. Brumley. Once we get that legal opinion, then that committee will reconvene and we'll discuss all of those options in light of the legal opinion that we get at that point.
Scott, can we anticipate any, as far as the window of duration, as far as that opinion, or is it something that, when
The research was done. The research is done, formulating it into something that is able to be understood, particularly given the federal law component of the question, is proven a little bit more difficult. But I'm anticipating in the next week or so. Now, as I will let you know, now that it's out in the open, opinion has been requested. At the present time, she's requested that the matter be considered attorney-client confidential. She will, of course, have the option to share that opinion with whoever she needs, but I will not until she tells me.
Okay, during the meeting, were there any reasonable requests made that maybe could make this transfer possible? Even, I'm prior to making any legal stuff available.
Again, The committee discussed the possibility of waiting until such time that a COLA is approved by this commissioners court, and then at that time, designate funds from the COLA to be a one-time cost of living adjustment to offset any short payroll periods that it would take to adjust the pay period. That was one option. The other options really encompassed more changing the payroll end dates as opposed to the date paid. And it's possible to change those payroll end dates, although as we've discussed in previous meetings, it will still ultimately, whatever pay period, any kind of changes made will be essentially a short pay period. That's ultimately the bottom line. But rather than move forward and try to hash out decisions or options, the committee wanted to know first and foremost, how do we stand in relationship to the Texas Constitution?
Appreciate it, thank you. We look forward to another report.
Thank you.
Any further discussion on item number 9? We'll move into agenda item number 10, which is ad valorem tax roll fiscal year 2013. Consider and act upon approving the 2013 tax roll. Anything like that? Do you want to see it?
It's just pretty standard. We do this every year. This year's just a little late getting to.
Is it? Yes. We have a motion to approve the ad valorem tax rate for 2013.
Second.
It's the tax roll.
Tax roll, excuse me, not rate. Excuse me. We have a motion and a second to approve the ad valorem tax roll for fiscal year 2013.
You made the motion, I'm sorry.
Judge. Thank you. Do we have any further discussion? What are some of the exemptions that people get, just on, like, over 65 and that sort of thing?
Again, over 65, they get disability exemption, there's veterans exemptions. And everybody qualifies for the homestead school district.
Do you have a number that you have a percentage about how many of those individuals are eligible for those exemptions to take advantage of? You know, vis-a-vis retirement, over 65, veteran certificates?
But it still amazes me, those that have qualified for a number of years still don't get it done until they missed a few years of that exemption. I have one or two of those. Every year. They're also able to point those exemptions, those over 65 and so they can house.
Very good. We need to vote on this motion. All those in favor, signify by raise your hand. Those opposed, same sign.
Thank you.
4-0. All right, we'll move to item number 11, which is the Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service. To consider and act upon the appointment of Potter County Extension Agent for Agricultural and Natural Resources position. Mr. Brandon Dukes is here. He is the District Extension Administrator.
Thank you for allowing us to be here today. It's my pleasure to be here to present to you Mr. Nathan Carr. Just to tell you a little bit about the process, I came and met with you before we began the process. We had several individuals that we talked to. We wanted to find the right fit. My role as District Extension Administrator is to interview applicants and review applicants and find the person that we would like to recommend to you. We involved Commissioner Church and Commissioner Medea, as well as Judge Ware in the process. They asked to meet with Nathan prior to today, and were able to ask him some questions. We think we found the person that's a perfect fit for this position. Nathan brings a wealth of experience to the position. He's been in both urban and rural counties and has great relationship building skills and has proven over time that he can develop the kind of extension programs that impact the people of Texas. And so we're excited about this possibility. Your role today is obviously you have the final say, the final approval in this. And so in a moment, we'll ask you to approve this recommendation. Nathan has a bachelor's degree from Southwest Missouri State University in Springfield, Missouri, and a master's degree from Texas Tech University. He, as I said, has demonstrated excellent experience with adult and youth programming, has experience in multiple counties. He's demonstrated an outstanding work ethic and a proven track record as a team player. And so I'll pause before we go any further and ask if you have any questions for Nathan.
I don't have a question, I just want to speak in support of Nathan's appointment. I've known Nathan a long time. I don't know how many years we've known each other, but
What's a disqualifier?
But one of the worst things you can ever say about a person is they can't get along with somebody. And Nathan has tremendous people skills. He works well with everybody. And I think we're really lucky. Brandon knows how I put a little pressure on him, trying to get Nathan here. So anyway, I think we're very lucky to have someone like Nathan. He'll do a great job for us. We'll hold him.
With that said, Nathan, any comments or anything?
No, I just appreciate being considered for this opportunity and look forward working with y'all, with people here at Potter County.
Humble too.
I then would recommend that the court approve Nathan Carr for the position of Potter County Extension Agent for Agricultural and Natural Resources. His annual county portion of his salary will be $26,016 per year. His start date will be December.
Judge Ware made a motion to approve. I'll second it. Any further discussion? All in favor? Raise your hand. All opposed, same sign. Pass 4-0.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you very much.
I don't know if this is the place to stay, but congratulations, and we'd invite you to live in Potter County.
Yes, sir.
And live amongst the people where you be working.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Next item on our agenda is item 12, Santa Fe Railroad Museum. To hear a report on the status of the Railroad Museum and to take any action necessary.
You have before you a report. I talked to Walter Wolfram, who is the head of that project, the Santa Fe Museum Corporation, a nonprofit corporation, and all the documents are there. He asked me to extend his regrets. When I talked to him last week, he had already had a court order mediation scheduled for this morning, and that he could not get out of it. So in lieu of that, he said he was still trying to make it. In lieu of that, he prepared that document for us, which I just received this morning. So it has a good chunk of it at the back is kind of the foundation documents. In other words, the contract we have with him, the articles of incorporation of the Santa Fe Museum. So that's all kind of historical background for you. There, the meat of it, I think, is his report, which is about kind of what the museum has been up to, where they hope to go, and I think there's some material back there as well. You don't have much financial information. I know that there is some in another binder he gave us. It's just one copy of it. The board members for the railroads guideline. There's some prior tax stuff I've got we know how much we've paid out, and I talked to Walter a little bit about the amount, and I said, you may have noticed we didn't appropriate any money for the museum this year, because, we wanted to ask questions about that, and he agreed that was the right thing to do right now. So, I mean, basically, things are kind of in old pattern. I think I can speak to that, and speak to Elizabeth saying that right now. There's some, as you'll read the documents, you'll see that there's some culture, some rain can be worked out with the Santa Fe Depot, the city's purchase. There's some interest, even though the city owns it, I think in establishing a museum there. So that was kind of the hope that he expressed to me when I talked to him.
Is there a need to have him come back next meeting?
I think we'd be interested in the financial part of that, what's the balance and, where the funds went, those kinds of things.
Okay.
Mercy was very interested in that.
Yeah, so we've been paying out, $50,000 a year for several years. I know there have been some expenditures just for, they had a contract for a time with the Annual Museum about, it's kind of a consulting thing. There's some minor expense, I think, for setting up the nonprofit corporation, legal fees and things like that. So, yeah, we have some information, but not a lot, so we just ask for that.
Let's invite him back and
Okay.
hear some of that.
Yeah, especially for that part of it.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, number 13 is to, is the Potter Randall Appraisal District to consider and act upon voting for members of the Appraisal District Board of Directors. I guess it was a month ago, we offered a name up as a possible nominee. We have a form here today asking us to vote for 5 positions. We have a total of 1,455 votes. So, how do we want to divide up these votes? I don't know how you go about doing this. Should we leave it up to you, Judge? Any suggestions from the court?
No, a couple of people on this list that I would certainly would have involved, recommended. Lane Sadler and Gilbert Guzman.
Who is the other one?
Lenny Sadler and Gilbert Guzman. Both businessmen here in town.
No, Cindy Spano and
Bill
Rusty.
Is this something we just need to make a selection?
We have 5, and we're 5 of the 7.
Or we could put all our votes on one if that's what you want, but I think we ought to split it up. Because they're going to elect 5 positions.
And those members of Catherine votes need to happen today.
I assume so. Or it's actually it says, back by December 15th, so you have some time. You get to vote for 5 positions, and just for your information, that's 291 votes for each position. You split it up equally 5 ways. You got 14 times the amount of votes.
I'd rather hold this back until next meeting.
Should we try to find out something about each one of these people? What they do, and maybe a little bit about who they are? This was kind of, it's kind of hard just to see a name and to know what to do.
I would recommend the 2 names of the folks that I know.
Yeah, deal with it.
Do you want to let me know who they work for, and I'll try to find out a little bit about some of these others.
Lenny's Ditch Witch. Gilbert owns the Pope publication.
What was the other one?
Pope publications for Guzman, Pope, P-O-P-E.
I think this is all, I don't know if we got anything else other than this, but they did call me at one point and asked me for information about Rusty Roush. They being the appraisal district. So I think they were putting together some kind of biography of each person, so you might check with Jim Childers and see. Or maybe we don't really get that document here. I assume there's such a document floating around or something like that.
Evelyn College called me and asked me about it.
Yeah, so
it's just, yeah, okay. I'll try to do some checks, but that's cool. We'll put that on our, table that until our next meeting on November 25th. All right, number 14, the Tri-State Fairgrounds interlocal agreement with the City of Amarillo, water line easement. To consider and act upon approving an interlocal agreement with the city for a water main on the Tri-State Fairgrounds and to grant an easement to the city for the water line.
I could probably give you better background on the aspects of this than I have, but essentially we've got a building that's over the city's water line. There you go. And we need to reroute that water line so it's not covered by that building that's constructed there. And so in order to do that, we've got to give the city an easement. We'll reach an agreement with the city to pay for part of the cost, and then we also will give them an easement, so they'll give legal ownership of the route of the water
line. All the blue lines that you're going to see right here, these are the lines that the city's water mains. The area right here to where my pen is pointing to, there's currently a open arena that's been built over the top of one of the mains out there. And this arena was built probably between last July, August, into the first part of September. They were needing an irrigation pad out there, and it was brought to the city's attention that this was actually built on top of this. One of the concerns that I have out there, just from years of being involved with the city on that property out there, they have never ever been a utility easement on that property. Back when I came to work here, we worked with the city on any stoppages or water mains or anything that needed to be repaired. Those belong to the city of Amarillo water mains. What they're asking, like Dave explained, is they're asking for an easement to come onto our property, basically to kind of thinking about rerouting this right here back around. But whatever happens, they want an easement on this property out there. You've never had one before. The other blue lines that you see coming in around the stadium, this right here is your county extension building, the old REAC. You're coming on down toward their event center and then their stadium, but all these blue lines are the main, so you'd be looking at 1, 2,
Did you pull that?
can you not see? Can you see it now? I'm sorry. But all the blue lines, as you can see right here off Mars Street, back around to 10th, all of these right here are city mains, but they're just asking for this one right now. I think Dave's my understanding, that they would like to come before the court to ask for easements on all the others. If you grant an easement, they go through, they start replacing water lines out there. These water lines are very old. Just they start putting in new water lines, you start changing water pressure. You're going to change, or you're going to create a lot of issues out there.
Who is this?
Pardon
me? Who is this?
Who's asking for this?
The city of Amarillo, Mr. Floyd Hartman, we had visited with him, and he's the one that has presented this request due to the request from Burger in order to put in meter right there for irrigation.
So basically, they're looking for this as initial easement, then open the door for the others.
The remainder of it. This has always been very vague around through the years, all the sewer lines, all the water lines out there, they have always owned them. Why it was set up like that, I can never tell you. But, they have maintained them, throughout the years.
If we didn't allow the easement, what is their next objective? What could they?
They, you know,
I would, if I were the city, I'd be uneasy about putting water line without having the right people on the property. You know, the thing that would, I guess, I mean, the thing, I think the inconvenience to us is it means that we can't interfere with the easement, which means that there might be, like in this situation,